Peki.
Chers amis, chers collègues, les dear guests, we'll now start today's event in tribute to the Ukrainian people resistance. Tonight's ceremony is dedicated to Ukrainian artists and how they face the war. Here is a quick reminder of tonight's program. Her Excellency, the Ambassador of France, Mrs. Isabelle Dumont, will do an introductory speech, followed by His Excellency, Mr. Nariman Zhelyayov, Ambassador of Ukraine. We will then listen to a piece of music interpreted by Mr. Taras Kopanichenko on the bandura, a Ukrainian traditional instrument. We will then have the opportunity to attend a round table during which Mr. Kopanichenko, musician, and Mrs. Yarina Chonohuz, poet, both members of the Ukrainian Armed Force, will share with us their testimonies. We will finally watch a documentary dedicated to a famous Ukrainian music band, Antitila, and how it progressively evolved. You will need to attend the iftar at the National Assembly. We will do a short break a little after 6 p.m. to enable you to leave the party. But before starting, I would like to invite you to stand up and observe a minute of silence for all the victims of the war.
Chers Marina, Mesdames et Messieurs les ambassadeurs, Mesdames et Messieurs, chers amis de l'Ukraine et de la France, voici la troisième année que nous nous retrouvons un 24 février pour cet événement organisé conjointement par l'Ukraine et la France, afin de rendre hommage à la résistance du peuple ukrainien face à l'invasion non provoquée de son voisin. Cela fait en effet déjà 4 ans que les Ukrainiens sont confrontés à des déplacements forcés, aux pénuries provoquées par la guerre, et trop souvent à la mort de leurs proches, qu'ils soient militaires partis défendre leurs terres ou civils victimes des bombardements. Az önce bu savaşta hayatını kaybeden sivillerden ve askerlerden söz etti. Ancak şunu unutmamak gerekir ki, bugün cephede olan Ukraynalı askerlerin birçoğu birkaç yıl önce öğretmen, işçi ve müzisyendi, yani kısacası sivildi. Bunu unutmayalım. İşgal altındaki topraklarda Rus güçleri halkı kimliğinden ve kültüründen zorla mahrum bırakmaya çalışıyor. Direnenler ortadan kaldırılıyor. Çocuklar ailelerinden koparılarak Rus ailelere evlatlık veriliyor ve genç erkekler zorla kendi yurttaşlarına karşı savaşlara gönderiliyor. Tüm bunlar ayrıntılı biçimde belgelenmiş olsa da Kiev'e yağan füzeler kadar göz önünde değil. Birleşmiş Milletler'in ve bağımsız gözlemcilerinin raporlarıyla belgelenen bu gerçekleri özellikle hatırlatmak istiyorum. Çünkü Rusya'nın bunları unutturmak amacıyla yoğun bir iletişim faaliyeti yürüttüğünü biliyorum. Bugün Ukrayna'nın enerji altyapısını hedef alarak halkı kış ortasında soğuktan ölüme mahkum etmeye çalışan Rus ordusu Mart 2022'de Bucha sokaklarında sivilleri rastgele öldüren ordunun da kendisidir. 4 years later, while the so-called Russian special operation was supposed to last 3 days, the Ukrainian nation continues to defend itself, and its army has ceded less than 1% of its territory in the last 3 years of fighting. Far from Moscow's triumphalistic rhetoric, the army of Russia is stagnating, its economy is gradually crumbling, and the brightest members of its population are leaving the country. Ukraine owes this resistance first and foremost to the courage and thirst of freedom of its soldiers, 2 of whom we welcomed here last year. This resistance is also fueled by the support of its allies. For Europe alone, military, humanitarian and financial aid since the beginning of the conflict has reached nearly 200 billion by the end of 2025. During his meeting with his Ukrainian counterpart on February 19th, Minister Jean-Noël Barrot recalled that France would continue its efforts alongside all its partners in favor of a just and lasting peace, and reaffirmed France's determination to support Ukraine in the long term. And speaking about partners, I want to thank all the countries represented here today. Ukrayna'yı desteklemek aynı zamanda barışı hazırlamak demektir. Bu perspektifle Cumhurbaşkanı Emmanuel Macron 6 Ocak'ta Gönüllüler Koalisyonu'nun 15. toplantısına ev sahipliği yapmıştır. Bu toplantıda koalisyonu oluşturan 35 ülke arasında Ukrayna lehine güçlü güvenlik garantileri inşa etmek amacıyla ilk kez operasyonel bir yakınlaşmayı ortaya koyan Paris Bildirisi kabul edilmiştir. Burada Gönüllüler Koalisyonu'nun deniz boyutunda son derece önemli bir sorumluluk üstlenen Türkiye'nin rolünü özellikle vurgulamak isterim. Зрештою, підтримка України також означає підтримку її культури, існування та самобутність, якої російський загарбник намагається заперечити. Саме тому з 1 грудня 2025 року до 31 березня 2026 року у Франції проходить винятковий культурний сезон «Подорож до України. Культура завдає удару у відповідь», задуманий Французьким інститутом та Українським інститутом. Ця співпраця включає понад 50 заходів по всій Франції та безпрецедентний діалог між митцями, інтелектуалами та представниками громадянського суспільства навколо важливих тем, таких як права людини, боротьба з трансформацією та збереження пам'яті. Наш сьогоднішній захід є відображенням цієї культурної співпраці, і тому ми маємо велику честь вітати пані Ярину Чорновуз та пана Тараса Компаніченка, обох митців та військовослужбовців Збройних сил України, яких я дозволю представити послу України. It is once again a great honor for me, to welcome Mrs. Yarina Chornovuz and Mr. Taras Kompanichev today. I now give the floor to the Ambassador of Ukraine and thank each of you again for your presence this evening in solidarity with our Ukrainian friends. Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, dear colleagues and friends, it's a great honor to be here today. Thank you for all joining us. This is already a certain event we are holding together with the Embassy of France in Turkey. Dear Isabel, merci à vous. My sincere thanks also to your team for making this event possible. Today we can speak about a power that is often underestimated, culture and artists, and about their role in defending Ukraine. 4 years ago, Russia began its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. This new, open war showed the whole world the true face of the Russian regime and the Russian culture. The face of a killer and a rapist. The face of an occupier who had already been waging a hybrid war against Ukraine. For example, in September 2022, 6 people, 3 men and 3 women in occupied Crimea were charged with propaganda of Nazi symbols and discrediting the Russian armed force after they performed the song Chervona Kalina at the Ukrainian Tatar wedding. This song became an informal anthem of the Ukrainian resistance during Russia's full-scale invasion in Ukraine. The Russian court imposed administrative arrest and fines on them. Imagine, they arrested the groom's mother for several days just for singing the Ukrainian song. And the restaurant owner was forced to apologize on video and say that he respected Mr. Putin. Russia wanted to destroy Ukrainian state. It wanted to erase our borders, but most of all, it wanted to erase our identity, our right to be Ukrainian. Because empires are always more afraid of culture than of armies. An army protects territory, but culture protects meaning. Since these years, Ukrainian artists have become the voice of resistance. When theaters were destroyed, actors performed in bombed shelters. When the enemies tried to rewrite our history, then writers wrote it again, honestly, painfully, and truthfully. In the darkest moments, music saved Ukrainians. Rusya'nın başlattığı savaş sadece Ukraynalı askerlerin cesaretini ortalamaya koymakla kalmadı. Dünya toplumu aynı zamanda modern Rusya'nın Sovyet Birliği ve Rus İmparatorluğu gibi yüzlerce yıldır silmeye çalıştığı Ukrayna kültürünün gücünü ve direncini korudu. Ruslar yüzlerce kütüphaneyi, müzeyi ve kültürel anıtı yok etti. İnsanlar saklanırken Mariupol'deki tiyatro bombaladılar. İçinde kadınlar, çocuklar vardı. Resimleri, arşivleri ve tarihi eserleri çaldılar. Ama en önemli şey hafızamızın çalamadılar. As one Ukrainian athlete said, the remembrance is not evaluation, and it's true. Today we speak about artists as part of national resilience, but also as part of international security. Because if the destruction of culture is tolerated, then the destruction of states will eventually be tolerated too. We are fighting not only for its freedom, but for a principle. Culture must not be a target. Language must not be a crime, and memory cannot be erased by missiles. In this struggle, the role of our partners is crucial. France is a country that gave the world the idea of cultural diplomacy as a state policy, and meaning that protecting culture means protecting civilization. Turkey, connected continents and traditions, knows that cultural heritage is a bridge, not a battlefield. Dear friends, culture is a moral front. Ukrainian artists are not asking for the sympathy. They are asking for justice, for space, for their voices, and for the world not to get used to the war. Because the most dangerous thing is indifference. Today, I want to thank Ukrainian artists. So, who are here with us? Дорогі Ярина та Тарас. Those who are at the front with weapons in their hands, and those who stand on stage with words. Their fight is a fight for the future of Europe. 4 years is a long time. A generation of children has grown up to the sound of silence. But one thing is clear. Ukraine cannot be destroyed because Ukraine is a culture of freedom. We are grateful for every exhibition, every concert, every translated book that tells the truth about Ukraine. Truth is also a weapon and it cannot be introspective. Україна вистоїть, бо вона тримається не лише на кордонах, а на людях, на гідності, на правді. Українська культура вистоїть, бо вона народжена не з тиші, а з боротьби, не з страху, а з свободи. Ми народ, який у найтемніші часи співав, творив, писав і мріяв. Наші пісні звучали під заборонами. Нашу мову намагалися знищити, нашу історію переписували. Але щоразу вона поверталася сильнішою, глибшою, впевненішою. І сьогодні українська культура – це не лише спадщина, це зброя світла, це голос правди,
Je voudrais remercier à vous pour votre hospitalité et votre solidarité d'Ukraine. Je voudrais remercier l'ambassade de France. C'est un grand honneur d'être ici avec vous. Merci. Talking about your question, well, it is my 6th year in the military as Ukrainian Marine, and I joined up in 2020. And when it was about the beginning of full-scale invasion, my reconnaissance company, where I am serving as the only one female, has already been on the front line for 8 months. And I saw at least 3 wars: trench war, maneuvering war in the beginning of full-scale invasion, and now it is drone war, as I changed for.